Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of August 2019. I do hope that this video finds you all well. I'm still running the giveaway on my Instagram. I'll probably be doing that for another day or so. You can find the link for that down below, as well as links for personal readings and Reiki sessions, as well as donations and the Astrological blog that I'll be referencing throughout this reading. I'm going to be offering the winner a choice between a free distance Reiki session and a free personal reading with me. I think it's just a really nice way to thank you guys. I was actually doing it because we broke 10,000 subscribers and we've since already climbed to 16,000. So if you do miss out on this giveaway, don't fret. There's a good chance I'll be having to hold another one soon anyway. So always keep your eyes peeled for that. Follow me on all my social media. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I want to thank all of you who have been supporting me and then showing your love not only to this channel but also to each other, especially in the comments. So thank you so much for being respectful and supportive of each other. I think it's a beautiful community to be a part of. So thank you for letting me share these messages with all of you. Now, before we begin with the actual tarot reading, astrologically, I feel like this is kind of an interesting month. We had a very intense month, July, with 6 retrogrades, including Chiron, and 2 eclipses. With July, I do feel like things are going to be much lighter, much freer. However, we do have, right after that Leo new moon, on August 1st, there was the square between Venus in Leo and Uranus, which was actually in your opposite sign, Taurus. So I definitely feel like there's a lot of energy that ends up being frustrated pretty early on. There's a lot of new potential only to kind of be frustrated with that square, especially for those of you in relationships or who are looking for partnership. There's a lot of strain right there at the start of this month, and there might be this feeling of being held back or feeling like no one's going to understand you. And I think it's important to kind of sit with that and move through this energy, especially because later this month we do have Uranus going retrograde again in your opposite sign of Taurus. So it's really going to be making you question your belief systems, especially about relationships, because Taurus is about values, and a lot of people ascribe that to monetary value, finances, which is definitely part of Taurus energy, but being your 7th house especially, I feel like it's values and morals and the way you share that with your partner. I do feel like there's gonna be a big reevaluation there for you guys. Of course, things do kind of lighten up. We have August 7th, there is going to be a trine between the Sun and Jupiter. The Sun is in Leo and the Jupiter is in Sagittarius, so they're both in their native signs, respectively. They're actually in very good placement, so it's going to be a very nice boost in energy, motivation, luck, optimism, and even perhaps some spiritual growth. Just a very positive swing overall. I'm really digging that. I'm really looking forward to it, especially after everything we've been through in the past month. I think it's really going to help us move forward and get a nice boost in energy. Then we do have Jupiter going direct on the 11th, and I want to say it's Mercury. I could be wrong. I know there's a planet moving into Leo as well. There's a lot of movement there, and it's going to feel, again, like re-sparking of passion, luck, curiosity, optimism. Really nice stuff. And then, of course, I was saying before, we do have the retrograde the day after, on August 12th for Uranus in Taurus, your opposite sign. So there is going to be, if you're trying to make some big changes in that area of your life, in relationships or even in finances or values, it might be a little slow. You might feel like things are being held back. So it's really important that you're surrounding yourself with people who support you as you are. Especially Scorpio, you have a very individual bent. You know, you're very unique, a lot of you. And it's important that you have someone who appreciates that, who appreciates your depth. And to not settle for people who are going to try and constrain you or box you in. that's a really big theme for you, I think, with all of these movements happening. And of course, what else is happening? I think the only other highlight that's coming to mind right now, we have the new moon, or the second new moon, the black moon in Virgo on August 30th, which is really making me feel like overall Leo is this month of new beginnings, fresh starts. And I just feel like it's a nice reprieve again from last month when we had a lot of intense energy. Of course, with those eclipses, that those transitions, those changes don't always take place right away. We are still very much in the wake of those eclipses, so don't be fooled just because they were last month, especially since we had a lot of retrogrades slowing things down. Mercury did go direct. It's going to be fully operational and functional on August 7th when it's back to normal. It's in the post-shadow phase right now. So things are still a little bit slow starting off in August, but I think things overall still feel pretty good for the collective. And those are that's all I can think of astrologically right now. I'm going to start off with the reading. We're going to look at the energy coming into this month. This could be referring to July or even further back, so just take that as applies. As I'm shuffling, I'm going to disclaim, like I always do, that these are general readings, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. Some of the messages may also come in the reverse. Messages or energy that comes in as someone else may be your own energy, or vice versa. Your energy could be someone else's energy in your life. So keep that all in mind. And I think that's pretty much everything. Whoops. Wow, yeah, you're definitely hard at work, Scorpio. Coming into this month, we have the Emperor. The Six of Swords actually came out with the Eight of Pentacles, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I just feel like there's actually been a lot of emphasis on work, especially moving on from something, or maybe even traveling, something that feels really good. You're working very hard on that. I feel like this Emperor energy is actually kind of your own energy, something you're sort of embodying. Really stepping into your authority, your power. Although some of you might be dealing with a personality like this, and perhaps that's kind of who you're distancing yourself from. Although I am seeing kind of in the communication sector here, you are working together. There's definitely a lot of work to do here, but it feels good. It feels very industrious. You have a lot of energy behind this. But if you find yourself feeling stuck or weighed down, have other people help you. There are people who can help you. I feel like you've just kind of been moving out of this very difficult time. You're definitely coming into something much brighter. And I feel like August, again, you are feeling like August is going to be a better month for you. I'm curious to see what the animal cards have to say coming into August for Scorpio. Yeah, you've definitely been working hard on something. Whether that's actual work, which I think for a lot of you it is. Could also be a relationship, or maybe even family stuff, especially if if there's something involving your father with the Emperor. But you have a lot of drive. Sea Serpent. Very interesting. This card is about healing. Yeah, I definitely feel like you're coming out of these stormy waters. You're healing your solar plexus chakra, or I'm so sorry, your sacral chakra, your second chakra, which has to do with emotions, pleasure, connection as well. A lot of people say that the heart chakra is about love, but they also kind of conflate that with romance. And there's actually a difference, I think. You know, there's so many different types of love. I think of the heart chakra as more about being the love for humanity. Wow, my hair looked crazy there. The love for humanity. Whereas the sacral chakra, that's more about your nurturing relationships, your personal relationships. Much more intimate. And your emotions, expressing yourself, sharing your emotions. I feel like this is an energy center you're still working on. You might be using work as kind of an escape from dealing with this, especially if there's some sort of guilt. But I feel like things have been stormy for you for a while, Scorpio. And now I feel like instead of letting these waves throw you all around, you're actually riding them. You're letting them take you where you need to go. Again, Mercury is still post-shadow. I'm allowed to stumble on my words for a few days and not be at fault for it, okay? Let's see. What is the energy now for Scorpio in the first part of August? What is the present energy for Scorpio? What should they be aware of? Oops. Interesting. So we have the moon. Yeah, things are definitely feeling emotionally intense, especially with Sea Serpent here. You're coming off very intuitively strong, though. It's like you might not understand what's happening in your day-to-day life. You might not have this sense of where you're going or what you need to do next yet. You kind of just need to follow your intuition. You're not going to be sure about this. And I feel like with Mother of Swords, I was kind of feeling like emotionally you were a little removed. I am still sort of seeing that here. This could also be pertaining to someone who is an air sign, especially a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. This could also be a third decan Virgo or someone born in the last 3 days, or last 10 days of Virgo season. It seems like things are very guarded, maybe even cut off. Especially with the moon, there's not a lot of clarity here. Could also be Pisces or Leo with the Strength card. I'm feeling like it's actually really important for you to compose yourself. Or that's kind of what you're trying to do, especially with this Mother of Swords here. Someone's trying to really compose themselves. They're really holding back. You might be expecting feedback, or someone might be expecting feedback from you, but there's just this composure, this calculating. I don't want to say calculating, but it's like detached almost sort of energy. But I do really feel like you are mastering your emotions here. Even if it's really, really intense. Maybe that's why you're kind of playing poker face right now. Especially with people you care about. Interesting. What is the animal wisdom for Scorpio for the first part of August? Interesting. I had the vulture come out. I actually feel like there's one more. Oops. I keep having a small stack come out, so I feel like there's one more that wants to come out. Interesting. So I'm actually getting several. I got 3 cards 3 times, so 333 might also be a number a lot of you are seeing. But I have the Vulture. There's definitely some cleansing, rebalancing, purification. You're purifying yourself. And you're not having it from anyone, honestly. Like, there is something that needs cleansing here. And I feel like you're doing it. You might be a little cut off from people while you're doing that. You've been a little distant for a while, if I'm not mistaken. Or someone's been distant from you. But it feels like your energy. It's very Scorpio. Kind of withdrawing. I have, with the cosmic egg, I was saying spiritually, you're very strong. This is the crown chakra. I feel like there's really big changes that are happening in your life right now in general, because we have 2 spirit cards, spirit animals, with this alchemical symbol for spirit. There's only 7 in the deck, each corresponding to a chakra. So we have the sacral chakra and the crown chakra. I feel like you're really trying to feel out your purpose here with Tarantula. You know, covered with these fine hairs. It's very sensitive and attuned to the world around it. It's not spider energy waiting for things to come to it. You're feeling things out, and you're going to ambush. You're going to strike. That's what you're supposed to do. It's not about waiting for things to come to you anymore. And I feel like you are working on something. You have been working on something. I also feel like there is this sense of molting. You know, especially with Vulture, there's definitely some stuff that's being shed. And with the Beaver, you are really looking long-term right now. Beaver is a very Cancerian energy. It's about family and home and building with love. I feel like you're taking all of these currents. It's like you're directing these currents now. You might be building dams. You might be working with these energies and transmuting that into the earth element, into the physical world, where you are building from a place of the heart. But you're very guarded, or an air sign is having you feel very guarded. Could also be Leo or Pisces. Interesting. What are the energies coming in for Scorpio in the second half of August or beyond? What is the energy for Leo? Or, I'm sorry, Scorpio. For the second half of August and beyond. Interesting. So I have the Two of Cups. Could be a love offer. Five of Wands. And the Hierophant. Though the Two of Cups usually does indicate a love offer, I also feel like for you, Scorpio, this is pertaining to a decision that you need to make, because this is showing up kind of in the day-to-day part of this reading, the part of the spread, the physical. I feel like there's going to be some sort of choice you need to make. Someone might even be making an offer to you, and you're trying to decide. You've been skeptical about something. You might be deciding in the second half of August, or vice versa. You might have made an offering to someone and they're finally forging a union with you. This could also just be someone you work with or someone in your family. You're finally working together. But with this Five of Wands, I don't think you really know how you feel about it. It feels very scattered, very disorganized, a little chaotic emotionally, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there might still be stuff that you're holding on to. And that's why you kind of need to purge yourself of this with the Vulture. Because it's like petty fighting arguments. Things kind of blown out of proportion. But with this Hierophant showing up kind of in the communication or mental part here. Again, I do feel like spiritually you're very, very strong this month. Some of you might be hearing from a teacher. Some of you might be learning something. Really broadening your knowledge here. I do actually wonder if there is a marriage proposal for some of you, to be totally honest, or just talking about marriage, because with the Hierophant and the Two of Cups, this is definitely a marriage combination. And it feels like either you or maybe the people around you, they don't know how to feel about this. And you're pretty conflicted about it yourself. And that makes a lot of sense with like all the stuff with Uranus being in Taurus, your 7th house. You know, we had the square at the start of the month, and then we have Uranus going retrograde. I almost wonder if you're feeling a little oppressed or stuck with a situation. Like it's overly strict or traditional. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier here. Why is the Hierophant on the table? Daughter of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely this sense of you kind of going to something. Maybe you're trying to find stability or respite from this chaos inside of yourself. You might be seeking out some help. Again, though, it actually could be a love offer. Something with a lot of long-term potential. You're definitely looking alluring to people this month, Scorpio. You know, you have the Emperor, and then you have the Moon, and the Two of Cups. You know, you came in very strong. You're very seductive with the moon here. And then the Two of Cups, you know, again, very sensual, very romantic. There might be a water sign coming in, or again, air sign. Interesting. Let's see. What is the animal wisdom for Scorpio? Coming into the second half of August and beyond. Nightingale, speak from the heart. Yeah, you're holding back. And I think it's because you know there might be a conflict if you say something or you speak your mind. You need to speak from your heart, though. Someone's going to definitely be speaking from the heart to you. And I feel like you're also feeling very creative. I almost wonder if the way you're going to speak to someone or the way someone else is going to speak to you, it might be quite poetic, or even through music, using art of some kind. The return of poetry is a message that came to my mind. Especially with Daughter of Cups. There is a lot of creativity here. You might be afraid to express it, though. You know, it's so funny because it's like Scorpio can come off as like so hard and so, you know, tough, especially like that Scorpion, you know, the hard carapace, the pinchers, the stinger, but it's very squishy and soft on the inside, and a lot of people don't see that. You're actually very vulnerable. And I feel like it's important for you to speak from that place, especially later in August. Interesting. I'm actually curious, what is this Five of Wands? I want to clarify that. What is this conflict about? Because it seems emotional. You might be getting into a fight. And then someone might try and propose something to you. They might... I don't think it's necessarily a marriage proposal, though for some of you that could definitely be on the table. Interesting. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like something they're offering you, or some new offer, is making you feel very unsettled. There might be some sort of fighting over money as well. And it's kind of tearing you up a little bit. Interesting. Yeah, it's like this person gives you an offer. And it could go either way. They might make the offer to kind of apologize for the trouble they've caused you, or the offer might cause a lot of chaos to stir up from within you, or you might not react the way that they want you to react. Speak from your heart in this situation. I know you're feeling very guarded and mental. Even if you're upset, you might just need to say you're upset. I definitely feel like there's something brewing. And even though there's a lot of beauty here for you, I think you have to kind of open yourself up to it. Maybe poetry. Maybe love poetry. Maybe that's why they said the return of poetry. Interesting. Those are all the messages I'm getting for you right now, Scorpio. I do hope that this was helpful. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what's going on for you. Again, I do have links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, and donations in the description box. If I don't work with you individually, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, Scorpio.